Hello, welcome, Cabbage here. So today let's have a look at the Star Wars Monster Strike collaboration. And I'm pretty excited about this because Star Wars is probably my favoriteest thing ever. More than Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, Final Fantasy, just everything. I've been pretty much watching it non-stop since I was like 4 years old, so yeah, very, very special to me. And this is a free event. It's all just, missions that you play for free. There's no hatcher in the traditional sense. And they're probably doing that because we have this series of angels coming out now. If you can see here, I don't have either Metatron or Zadokiel, so whatever. But yeah, we'll talk about the characters, which ones are worth making the max luck of, and then talking about the missions that you play to get those characters, and then sort of techniques for there. So first, let's look at Rey, and then you get drops of her from the Dream Hatcher. You play the Kylo Ren quest over and over, you get the Star Wars orbs, and then use those to roll the Hatcher. And then there are 3 monsters available in there, 3 base 5 stars. And then everybody pretty much agrees that Rey is the best one. And then she is water, bounce with no gravity barrier, no warp. And that's super duper rare for water. We'll go back to the Monsterpedia, but we'll look at all the water, and yes. Besides Rey, they are all Hatcher monsters. And then 2 of them are very old, so yeah, Rey's pretty special for that. So for that reason alone, that might be that would make it worth it to make her. And then thinking about like which quest she would be good for, Izanami, of course. There are some warps in there later in the mission. You can use her in Avalon, bounce no warp, but that's what you need there. I will be using her for Nirvana. Nirvana is a fire quest with those 2 elements. And then since up until now we haven't had a water monster with this double null ability. People have used Izanami or Yomi or Karen or Anko or something. But yeah, I think when I finish Rey, I will start using her. I'm about halfway done with the Nirvana max luck, so I'll be looking forward to using her. Strike Shot, she becomes a Pierce, and then she gets a lightsaber effect, but it's not like Don Quixote or Meliodas where they hit guys near them. It's just an added effect on the characters that they would hit anyways, so that's nice. That's nice in Nirvana because he has the weak point in the center of him, so you can get damage in there. And then the bump combo is really good, I think. Twin vertical L. So yeah, 2 lasers going up and down through the character, top and bottom. And the total width is maybe the same as, or a little bit wider as like a one-way laser EL. So it doesn't cover so much ground, but you can sort of overlap the laser on a guy if you hit them with both, so that might be extra damage. And then that's 12,000 per laser, so 24 up, 24 down. And then that's the same as Anmaten's twin vertical laser EL, and him being a power type. And then most people are kind of surprised by how powerful that bump combo is. So I think we can expect the same from Rey. And yeah, amazingly, they got the voice acting. Yeah, they took the lines from the movies, which I imagine kind of cost a lot of money. I don't know. But we can listen to that here. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. They did not get any original lines. They didn't get like the actors, to come in to record original lines. There's probably not enough money in the world to get Harrison Ford into a recording booth and say Strike Shot, but alright. But anyways, yeah, that'll bring us to him. And I love this character because it's 3-in-1. Han and Chewie, they look really cool. 3PO looks like a dork, broken and attached to the back of Chewie. And it's even better in the ball art because he's just barely in that ball art. That's really funny. I really like 3PO. But this character is a wood pierce with no gravity barrier. And also there's kind of not a lot of drop monsters with that either. Let's look at that. Yeah, so not a ton. Maybe the closest competition and then the one max luck that I have is going to be Scorpica Evolution. Scorpica Evolution is better in 2 ways. She's got no warp and then a poison bump combo. But actually for every other situation, I might prefer Han Solo. Stats are so-so. Kind of all of the Star Wars drop monsters have low stats overall. But HP is solid. Attack is a little low, speed is a little low. And then Han and Chewie, they have the water resistance, that's less damage to them there. And actually, I didn't realize this at first, but you could use this as your max luck in Nirai Kanai. Pierce is pretty good in there, and so is No Gravity Barrier. And then also the water resistance, since you do take a lot of damage. Strike Shot's pretty good. It's a 12 turn speed and power up, and then they break drones. 12 turns is pretty quick. You could maybe get some decent use out of them in Magic Circle quests. And yeah, speed and power up, that's probably the best Strike Shot to have in Nirai Kanai. And then the bump combo is the Bra Shotgun, which is really good for a drop monster. Especially a Pierce drop monster, so I think this Han and Chewie is pretty strong. Oh, let's listen to their Strike Shot voice too. I got a bad feeling about this. Yeah, maybe the most famous line in all of Star Wars. Well, I don't know about that, but... Okay, moving on. Next is Luke, and Luke is my favorite character. My favorite characters are generally the ones that, like, they're the hero and they're pure, but they have to deal with, like, corruption or, like, temptation. So also like Frodo or Boromir from Lord of the Rings. And yeah, Luke is very cool. And I really liked him in the new movie, The Last Jedi. I'm still kind of digesting the turn that his character took, and sort of his loss of disbelief in the Jedi. But anyway, character here, stats again, kind of low. Light bounce with null warp. And he's got a lot of competition with that element, sling style, null ability combination. So like Daikokuten, Sphinx, one other I forget. Oh, Karen, of course. So yeah, some strong competition there. But this guy has some very specific uses that can make him good. He has the Dark Resistance, so less damage for him there. And then Mancer Slayer. So if there's ever like a Mancer boss quest with that gimmick, then he'll be better than all those other characters probably. And then he has a Tackle Strike Shot, which restores HP. And I haven't tested it myself, but apparently people that have, they say it's very strong. So that's cool, a good source of damage there. And then he's got that very strong homing bump combo, the Piercing 8. And that could make it worth getting 3 of Luke and then using him together. You get lots of homing, lots of damage in there. In high-level quests, this won't be as useful because more and more these days the HP totals are much higher. But yeah, I will make the max luck of him and maybe keep 2 of him on standby. And then let's listen to the Strike Shot voice here. I'm a Jedi, like my father before me. Okay, very cool. Alrighty, so that is Luke. And then those are the 3 characters that are available in the Dream Hatcher. So you can say that, like, you know, I only want Rey. But as you play Kylo Ren's quest, you're probably going to make all 3 anyway. If your luck is really weird and you get 2 max lucks and the last one's at 50, you might want to give up. But actually, you can go to here, this kind of red menu under the monster menu. And then you can turn in your extra luck of your other characters to get more orbs, and then keep going for that last character that you don't have enough luck for. So there's that. Okay, let's continue on. We'll skip the 4 stars. Might as well make the 90 luck of all of those. And then the last event that was kind of similar to how this one works was the Dengeki event. And I played that, and it took me about maybe 125 runs through that extreme or that savage mission in order to make the 3 max lucks. So yeah, you can count on playing a Kylo Ren's quest maybe a little over 100 times based on your luck. And then yeah, because the number of times you use a monster, it raises the max HP of that monster. So you might want to think about which characters you want to use to you know, raise their HP. And then the 2 quests that will play are Kylo Ren and Darth Vader. And I've actually found that you can use the same team for both of them. I guess I'll show you that now. Whoops. But yeah, this is my team. They're both dark quests, so if you bring light monsters, you get more damage. Kylo Ren's quest is pretty easy. There's a lot of anti-bounce guys, So you want to kind of bring more Pierce characters. And then there are blocks. I don't think it's necessary to bring characters with no block, but Karen Ascension here, she just happens to have no block. But she also has good bump combos for that quest. If you don't take down the anti-bounce guys quickly enough, then scorpions will come out. So Karen's homing will be useful in here. You could also use Asuna Kirito. They also have like a slice and dice good for the scorpions. Or you could use really any kind of Pierce light monster. But Karen has, you know, pretty decent attack, and then also the no block and the homing, so I'm going to use her. And then you could really use any other just light Pierce characters. I'm bringing in Juliet because she's awesome and a very high attack, so she can easily one-punch the anti-bounce guys. And then Uriel Ascension Transcendent, just because I haven't really used her yet. But she's got the speed up and then also a good attack to take down the anti-Pierce guys in one turn. This team can be a little bit risky in Darth Vader because actually the damage output is kind of high in Darth Vader. But if you can get around that, it's a pretty easy quest, so you can even use the same team for both quests. Okay. Oh, and then as you play your 100 or so times, you're going to get a lot of the base 4 stars. Save those base 4 stars, and then you can change them here for different materials. And then the base 4 star, you can fuse 60 together, and then you get a bonus 12, so it'll jump to 72. And then you can use that 72 to exchange stuff here. Alrighty, and then finally, let's look at Darth Vader. And then he, I think, might be the best of all of the Max Lux available of this event. So definitely make this guy. And stats are actually decent. HP is a tank level status. Attack is so-so at 22, but he is a Minesweeper, so that's actually kind of good for a drop monster. And then speed is so-so at 311. But he is a dark bounce with Minesweeper and no block. And so that really, that's the same as a Tsukuyomi 0, basically. So that lowers my motivation to make Tsukuyomi 0 even lower. There are some ways where, one is better than the other. Tsukuyomi has lower HP, higher attack, higher speed, so you can think about that. Tsukuyomi also has Minesweeper M, so that's a greater boost to her attack. She also has a Slayer, the Sprite Slayer, and then Recovery S. So in all of those cases, Tsukuyomi is better. Tsukuyomi has one of the most damaging strike shots in the game, but it's short range. Darth Vader has the one where he kind of flies around the screen along with 4 stormtroopers. That's a more versatile strike shot. You can take down lots of little guys, or you can do concentrated damage on the boss. So that's, based on what you need, you can pick that. Bump combo, I'm going to say that Tsukuyomi 0 is better. It's the one where it locks on to weak points. If there are no weak points on screen, there's a chance it's just going to hit nobody because it goes straight up. But Darth Vader's bump combo is only the 8-way laser, which is, consistent damage, but not very high damage. He does have the bump combo critical, but still, I don't think it's going to make him worth using just for his bump combo. But yeah, especially if you have not made the max luck of a Tsukuyomi 0, I would highly recommend making Vader here. And let's listen to his voice acting. That's amazing. I was really afraid that they were going to do Japanese voices, the dubbed voices, but they went and got the originals. That's pretty amazing. As with a lot of collaborations, these voices, they might be taken out of the game, maybe a month or 2 or whatever down the line. So yeah, use them now and then enjoy the voice acting now. But yeah, that was a quick rundown of all of the monsters available in the Star Wars event. I would say for people with time, go ahead and get them all. They'll have some use, I think, in the future. Especially Rey, especially Darth Vader, maybe Han and Chewie, maybe Luke, surprisingly. But yeah, we do have a lot of stuff going on right now. We have the Tower of Champions. I finished that yesterday, so thankfully I don't need to worry about that anymore. We have the Playground, which just came out yesterday. We have lots of new Impossibles coming out every week. And then we have the Doraemon event going on now as well. I was really hoping in Doraemon to, play it every chance I get, and then make multiple Max Lux, just so I could get lots of medals. That's a really good quest for medals. But with all of this other stuff going on, I'm gonna have to kind of pick and choose. So I think, like the tower, where you do the streak, where you can't lose. I just might skip this altogether this month. The Hanami Oragon, I'll probably just make the one Max Luck. Star Wars is my highest priority right now, so I do want to finish that. Okay, but that was the Star Wars collaboration, and hopefully you are as excited about it as I am. Alright, we'll see you again, and take care.